job's a joke you broke. Your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, week, your month, even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me too.
Hi, I'm Alicia.
And I'm Aaliyah. Welcome to this week's edition of the Wolfpack Weekly News Program. Happy Friday, fellow Wolves. I hope you all had a great week. I know I did. Did you have a great week, Alicia?
Yes, I did, but
what?
well, I'm having some trouble in math. There are just some concepts I don't understand. I think I need to get some tutoring or something.
Hey, that reminds me of our spotlight this week. We have so many great things going on in the classrooms here at LGA Middle, and many of our teachers here are utilizing technology to help their students. Technology has really helped to engage students who learn best in other ways.
That sounds amazing. I would love to see how technology could help me with math.
Well then, let's check it out.
In 7th grade math, Mr. Reese's students are creating Screencastify tutorials about the various lessons they're covering, in which they explain and solve a set of problems.
For those of you who don't know, Screencastify is a video screen software tool that works with Chrome. It allows you to record a video of your browser or desktop while talking over it. Common examples include online tutorials, video lessons, or slideshare presentation.
As the year progresses, each student in Mr. Reese's math class will have an array of video tutorials to review and recall, information they have learned and which they can share with other students. Let's check it out.
Let's look at some problems. Alright, just a quick tip before we start. Anytime you're multiplying or dividing a negative and a negative, your answer is going to be a positive integer. And the same thing when you're multiplying or dividing a positive and a positive. Your answer is again going to be a positive integer. But the only time your answer is going to be a negative integer is when you're multiplying or dividing one negative and one positive. Your answer will equal a negative. Just a quick tip to help us.
I'm going to show you how to multiply negative and positive integers. Flora made 7 withdrawals of $75 from her banking account. What was the overall change in her account? So you would set it up as 7 times negative 75, and as you can tell, there's a negative sign, and it has the greater absolute value, so it's going to be negative. And then 7 times 75 is 525. So the overall change in Flora's account is negative $525.
Okay, so you have negative 3, that's times 5. So negative 3 times 5 equals 15, but because one of them is negative, the answer will be negative. So negative 3 times 5 equals negative 15. So we're going to be subtracting negative 1 minus 10. So the first thing we do is convert. So negative 1 stays a negative 1. The minus subtraction sign turns into a plus sign. The 10 turns into a negative 10. And then you add these, and it's just like adding positives. So 1 plus 10 equals 11. And then we put a negative sign in front of it. So the answer is negative 11.
Alright, so the question is, the temperature dropped 2 degrees every hour for 6 hours. What was the total number of degrees the temperature changed in the 6 hours? So what you're going to do is multiply 6 times 2, and then you'll get 12, and then make that a negative because it dropped 12 degrees.
So hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to solve this problem. Josie has $47 left on her checking account. She writes a check for $55. So to solve the problem, you would do 47 plus negative 55 equals negative 8. So she has negative $8 in her balance.
A big wow to Miss Ruiz and her students. Those are some pretty impressive tutorials. Speaking of impressive, made me think of two more students who have wowed both the teachers and their classmates. Hey, you're talking about our hellouts for this week, aren't you? Yes, I am. Well then, let's check it out.
The recipients of this week's Hallout are Shelby Bradle and Eric Brink. Here's what our LGA staff shared with us.
Eric has such quiet strength. He comes in every day ready to give it his best effort. He listens, thinks, evaluates, and then acts. He always asks questions to improve his work. He never speaks with anything but kindness to his classmates.
Shelby, despite her busy schedule and all of the activities she is involved in, manages to do great work and to meet her deadlines. She never needs to be the center of attention and just quietly gets it done. She helps out in class and makes everyone feel valued.
In PE, both Eric and Shelby exhibit leadership skills that make them successful students at LGA Middle. During PE, Shelby gives her best effort every day. Eric is a positive role model to fellow students.
Hello, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations, Shelby and Eric. We appreciate the positive example you set and your hard work and dedication toward your learning.
That's right, Zeta. I really love that we are able to recognize two of our fellow wolves each Friday. That is one of my favorite segments.
Well, I look forward to our Friday broadcast each week because I love our Spotlight segment and I love our Wolfpack Jokers.
Hey, speaking of our jokers, it reminds me that today is Friday the 13th. I believe our jokers have some spooky jokes in store for us.
Ooh, I can't wait. Let's check it out!
Hi, I'm Evelyn.
I'm Sarai.
And I'm Tony.
And we're the Wolfpack Jokers! Why did Freddy Krueger wear a hat to the Friday the 13th ball?
Why?
Because he ran out of scare spray.
What is a werewolf's favorite bean?
What?
A human being.
What do Italians eat on Friday the 13th?
What?
Fettuccine afraid of!
What dessert does Chucky like to eat on Friday the 13th?
What?
Ice cream!
What do you get when you mix Jason with a box of Cheerios?
What?
A serial killer.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the Friday the 13th school dance?
Why?
Because he had no body to go with!
Bye!
That sure was a lot of fun. I love those Friday the 13th jokes.
Hey, did you know that Friday the 13th occurs when the 13th day of the month falls on a Friday? It occurs at least once every year and up to 3 times a year. This year in 2017, it only occurred twice, January 13th and today, October 13th.
I don't understand why Friday the 13th is such a big deal.
Many people believe that Friday the 13th is the unluckiest day of the year. There are many myths and superstitions surrounding the day.
Well, let's see just how unlucky this day is for our LGA middle staff.
What do you mean?
Exactly.
Exactly what?
It is time for our segment, What Does That Mean? Let's see whether our staff were lucky or unlucky when it came to knowing the right answer.
Ah, I got you.
Check
It
out!
what does that mean?
Good morning, everyone. We are your hosts, Tony and Jocelyn, and it's time to play What Does That Mean? This week, our broadcast members went out and presented LGA staff members with the common word used today to see if they could correctly determine the meaning of the word shook.
Ugh, my progress report says I have F in math.
I'm shook.
Let's take a look at what our contestants have to say.
You know what the meaning of shook is? Like when they say I'm shook?
No, but I'm gonna guess. I think when they say I'm shook, it's a good thing. It's like I'm whipped, I'm shook. I'm like, oh my gosh, that person, so awesome.
Shook. I'm a little disheveled, not sure what's going on.
It means that you're surprised, you're taken aback. It also could mean that you're not sure what to think of something.
I think I'm shook means I'm surprised.
Shook means I'm in love. I'm all shook up.
Shook means upset by someone.
Shook, well, for my generation, shook meant that you were rattled, you were made nervous, or made uncomfortable by something.
I think shook means you're surprised or something catches you off guard.
Means that you're shocked or you're surprised or confused.
Shook. So shook means like last week I was playing basketball and I shook Harmon on the basketball court. I shook him. Shook.
So shook means shocked or surprised. Congratulations to all the staff who got the correct answer. And to tell you the truth, I'm shook. Thanks for playing along now. Back to our anchors.
Hey Aaliyah, I really love that segment. It is really fun to hear all the things staff have to say, especially Coach Keith. I know, right? He is always so silly. Well, it is great fun to be silly, but we do have to get serious for a minute. That's right, Mo. Before we go, we need to give our LGA Wolves some reminders about passing periods. Let's check it out.
LGA Middle has a 3-minute passing period between classes. But what is the purpose of the 3-minute passing period?
Well, of course, the purpose is just that, to pass between classes. Students are given these few minutes to get from one class to another.
That is correct. It is not a time for hanging out, socializing, and catching up with friends. The appropriate time for that would be before school, at lunch, and after school.
Here are some reminders of the do's and don'ts during passing period. Let's check it out.
Come on, guys, you can show yourself to me.
Hey, Medic, come over here. Let me show you something.
I can't. We'd be late for class, and you're not supposed to be on your phones during passing period.
Hey, what's up? I'll see you later.
Okay, class. So today we will be learning how to do this expression. This is your guys' example. So we're late.
Hey guys!
What's up?
It's me. Welcome. So thanks for being on time. You're welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for being on time.